Mccain, Russia is America's top threat. Nothing has been done to respond. I view the Russians as President Donald Trump has so far done nothing to address the top threat facing America, Senator John McCain, Republican of Arizona, said during an interview with the Australian Broadcasting Corp, in which he vowed to have the Senate do what Trump has not. McCain said Russia is America's premier and most important threat, more than ISIS. I think ISIS can do terrible things, but it's the Russians who tried to destroy the fundamental of democracy, and that is to change the outcome of an American election, he said. Put this guy away, please. Put him in a psych ward where he belongs. McCain said, although there is no evidence that Russia actually affected the outcome of the election, he is angry that Russia continues its meddling abroad. Really? Really?
I think he is the premier and most important threat, more so than ISIS. I think ISIS can do terrible things, and I worry a lot about what is happening with the Muslim faith, and I worry about a whole lot of things about it. But it's the Russians who tried to destroy the very fundamental of democracy, and that is to change the outcome of an American election.
You actually thought Hillary would win?
They succeeded, but they tried, and they are still trying. They are still trying to change elections. They just tried to affect the outcome of the French election.
Really?
So, I view Vladimir Putin, who has dismembered Ukraine, a sovereign nation, who is putting pressure on the Baltics. I view the Russians as the far greatest challenges that we have. My view of it is I don't like it. I just don't. I know that some administration officials are saying, well, that's standard procedure.
I'm going to put you on the front lines, Mr.
Prior to the
McCain.
inauguration of a president of the United States by someone who is not in an appointed position. And I think that Mr. Comey, we now know, took action that he did in regards to then candidate Clinton because of some false news that was being put out by the Russians. I mean, this becomes more and more and more bizarre. In fact, you can't make it up.
No, we can't make it up. It's the truth. They just tried to affect the outcome of the French election. So I view Vladimir Putin, who has dismembered Ukraine, a sovereign nation who is putting pressure on the Baltics. I view the Russians as the far greatest challenge that we have. Is this guy for real? McCain said that administration has not put Russia in its place by retaliating and said that Congress would need to act. We have done nothing since the election last November to respond to Vladimir Putin's attempt to change the outcome of our elections. So, way to go, Vladimir. We haven't responded at all, he said. Hopefully, when we get back from recess, the Senate will enact sanctions on Russia, he added. McCain, who has been a frequent critic of the president, said he shares the feelings of those who are nervous over Trump's handling of foreign policy. Can we put him on the front line? Really? I am nervous from time to time, he said. I do believe that the president has great confidence in the national security team. I do believe most of the time that he accepts their advice and counsel. Can I tell you that he does that all the time? No. Does it bother me? Yes, it bothers me. However, he did say Trump compares favorably to former President Barack Obama on the issue of responding to Syria. I believe if you're looking at the standard of what actually happens versus what is said, then I'll be glad to compare Donald Trump to Barack Obama, including the latest when chemical weapons were used and we saw these dead children, as if he cares. At least we saw cruise missile strikes in retaliation, McCain said. The warmonger. McCain said that the issue of Russian connections to the Trump campaign and whether the firing of former FBI Director James Comey is related to the investigation of those links are major distractions that must be overcome. I don't think there's any doubt that the FBI issue and the whole issue of the Russians, it's a scandal of significant proportions, and it's going to be with us for quite a while, he said. I hope we can separate that issue and all its ramifications from the need for us to win in Mosul, to win in Afghanistan, win in Raqqa, and beat back this threat to our nation's national security, which we just saw a manifestation of the problem in Manchester, Mccain added. Mccain said that if published reports are true, we would strongly disapprove of Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner having reached out to Russian officials to discuss creating a secure communications connection. Sure, because the White House is bugged, that's why. I know some administration officials are saying this is standard procedure, which it is. I don't think it's standard procedure prior to the inauguration of the President of the United States by someone who is not in an appointed position, McCain said. Hillary had all the telephone wires changed in the White House. Her bodyguard said that. I heard a video on that. However, McCain noted that the current political climate is convoluted, referencing reports that a phony Russian-generated allegation influenced Comey in his handling of Hillary Clinton's email investigation by... Are you kidding me? If there's any phony Russian-generated allegation, Comey made it up with Hillary. This is becoming more and more bizarre. In fact, you can't make it up, he said. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's send this warmonger to the front line if he wants to fight so badly. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.